In the day that Yahweh Elohim made the earth and the heavens, when no plant of the field was yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprung up, for Yahweh Elohim had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was no one to till the ground, but a stream would rise from the earth, and water the whole face of the ground. Then Yahweh Elohim formed the human from the dust of the ground, and breathed into the human's nostrils the breath of life, and the human became a living being. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there Elohim put the human who had been formed. Out of the ground Yahweh Elohim made to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river flows out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divides and becomes 4 branches. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one that flows around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one that flows around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris, which flows east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. Yahweh Elohim placed the human in the garden of delight to till it and keep it. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the human, "You may freely eat of every tree of the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it you shall die." Then Yahweh Elohim said, "It is not good that the human should be alone. I will make a helper as a partner." So out of the ground Yahweh Elohim formed every animal of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to the human to see what they would be called. And whatever the human called every living creature, that was its name. The human gave names to all cattle, and to the birds of the air, and to every animal of the field. But for the human there was not found a helper as a partner. So Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon the human, and the human slept. Then Elohim took the human's side and closed up its place with flesh. And the side that Yahweh Elohim had taken from the human was made into a woman, and brought her to the human. Then the human said, "This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for out of man this one was taken. Therefore a man leaves his father and his mother and clings to a woman, and they become one flesh." And the human and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other wild animal that Yahweh Elohim had made. He said to the woman, "Did Elohim say, 'You shall not eat from any tree in the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden." But Elohim said, "You shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the middle of the garden, nor shall you touch it, or you shall die." But the serpent said to the woman, "You will not die, for Elohim knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like Elohim, knowing good and evil." So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made loincloths for themselves. They heard the sound of Yahweh Elohim walking in the garden at the time of the evening breeze, and the human and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim among the trees of the garden. But Yahweh Elohim called to the human and said to him, "Where are you?" He said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." Elohim said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat?" The human said, "The woman you gave me to be with me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate." Then Yahweh Elohim said to the woman, "What is it that you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent tricked me, and I ate." Yahweh Elohim said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you among all animals, and among all wild creatures. Upon your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will strike your head, and you will strike his heel." To the woman Elohim said, "I will greatly increase your pangs in childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. Yet your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you." And to the man Elohim said, "Because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten of the tree about which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread until you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. You are dust, and to dust you shall return." The human named his wife Life, because she was the mother of all living. And Yahweh Elohim made garments of skins for the human and for his wife, and clothed them. Then Yahweh Elohim said, "See, the human has become like one of us, knowing good and evil, and now they might reach out their hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." Therefore Yahweh Elohim sent them forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which human was taken. Elohim drove out the human, and at the east of the Garden of Delight he placed the cherubim, and a sword flaming and turning to guard the way to the tree of life.